Hey Krista's Chalking Crew, this is Krista Mahon, independent designer with Couture. I am going to go ahead and do Goodwill to Men. It's a size C transfer, and we're working on a piece of slate. So we did this one live in the Facebook group. If you want to join that and follow me on my Facebook page, it is at Chalk Like a Boss for Krista's Chalking Crew. So we did this one live, so we're going to do the back side of the slate. I have a fuzzing towel down so I don't scratch up anything. And we're going to do the back side of the slate with the Goodwill to Men, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get a Sharpie, and we're going to go ahead and mark the transfer packaging. And the reason why we do that is because once this is dry, we put it back on the backer and then put it back in the packaging, keep everything organized and nice and neat. We are going to use the peel and reveal method on this one. So we set the transfer backing aside. We'll do this. Mark the front and the back, and that helps us to be able to match it up when we're done and dried. Okay, we have a fuzzing cloth here that we're going to fuzz with. And the reason why we fuzz is to pick up a little bit of lint so we can put it on the surface and it doesn't stick too much. So we just peel this off nice and slow to make sure it doesn't come up on itself. And then we set the transfer backing aside. We're going to flip this. And all our transfers are reusable, so 8 to 12 times advertised. You might get a little bit more if you take care of the transfers, and when I say take care of it, I mean to be able to wash them right away and don't let them soak in the water. We're definitely going to use the peel and reveal method on this. Okay, so we'll set our fuzzing towel aside, and I go ahead and put it from the top and pull it down so I can get it in the middle. And then once it's down, I just make sure there's no bubbles and you push it down. And this piece of slate is not 100% flat. It's definitely got some grooves in it. So just want to make sure we have everything down. We're going to be using some of the mini squeegees. We're going to use some of the multi-tools and the detail tool because we're going to do multiple colors, okay? So I picked, we got white, which we're going to use our stir stick, which is plastic. And then we do this to keep the jar nice and clean on the edges. That goes in our water. We're just going to set this in the lid. I'm going to do some of the accent pieces in candy apple red. So we're just going to stir this up. If it's a little bit dry, you can add a little bit of distilled or filtered water. You want the paste to be like consistency of yogurt. And we can just put this in the lid. I might use some black. I'm not quite sure yet, so let's stir this up. I kind of do it as I go. So put that in the water and put this in the lid. And then we might use some, I feel like I'm going to need green down here, so let's use Meadow. I always open the paste off screen because it can drop some chalky and goobers on the project, so I try to open off screen. And all the tools, the squeegees and the stir sticks, are reusable, so I put them in my bath of water and we clean them at the end. On this piece of slate, the white is going to pop really well, so we want to make sure that we decide if we're going to use that a lot. And then maybe on these accents, maybe some of the other colors, green we won't use till maybe the bottom. So we're going to start out with the white. So we dip the paste in the squeegee on the slanted side. You will need a blow dryer for this project because we're going to use the peel and reveal, what we call it. That's when we peel it up so it doesn't dry, since we're using multiple colors. And we're going to peel it up as we go so it does not dry on us. Okay, and we're going to make sure that we stay away from stuff that we're going to obviously use the other colors on. So we're going to be careful when we do these, because we're going to use the accent pieces as different color. So a really nice transfer to size C. Since we're doing all white, we could use a bigger squeegee, but I'm going to be careful, like I said, because we're going to do multiple colors, so that's why I'm using a mini. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and come in with a, oh, I see a little white we missed right here on the D. I'm going to come in with red, candy apple red, for the lines. Got a little bit in the white, but I think we're going to be okay. Just going to go ahead and do this before we peel. Getting a little bit close up there too. Make sure I got everything. Okay, so we're going to peel back. And then we're going to use the blow dryer. With the blow dryer, we want to make sure we're not putting it on the transfer. We're going to like slant it, so we're not doing the transfer. This back down, we're just going to lay it. Oh, blow dryer just fell. We're just going to lay it back down. We're not going to push down the area we just chalked. We're going to just push and make sure we have no bubbles on the area that we still need to chalk. I'm going to go back in with white. I love the white on the surface, which is a dark gray slate. So going to use the white. And the slate actually was a, my friend does home remodel, and they were doing a home, and I don't know if it was new and then they took it out, or was it old, I'm not sure. So I don't know if it was extra pieces or what, but she contacted me and said, would you want these? I said, oh, yes. They are very heavy, so if obviously someone bought these, I would definitely tell them you have to be careful hanging them. It'd be better to sit on probably an easel at that point. We're going to have to be really careful on that of right there, so I'm just going to try to hit the lines around it. Using the mini squeegee here. So far we haven't had to use the detail tool or the multi-tool yet. Okay, I'm just going to peel that up. Okay. Grab the blow dryer. Push down, make sure there's no bubbles. If you get it on your hands, I just recommend wiping them off so you don't, when you go, I got some, see some spots that I might have hit with my hand. So sometimes I'll grab another towel and maybe just push it back down. Okay, so then we have of and white. And these accents right here are going to be red, so this guy. Piece is going to be in white. So we'll just do this. When you do a bigger surface and something that's large, multicolor, just take your time and peel and reveal as much as you want. It's not a race. Just don't get frustrated. Make sure we get all the little lines. Probably peel after this one. If you did it all one color, you could probably get away with probably doing half if you were just doing one color. And then I'd still suggest peeling. Just helps the paste not dry as quick, and your design will look amazing when you go to take it off. So if you're doing all one color, I still would recommend the peel and reveal. And when you do this, you want to hold this up so it doesn't hit the color on the ones, you know, the area that you haven't chalked yet. Just lay it back down, and you want to make sure your hands are clean. And okay, go back with white. Like I said, the surface is not totally flat. So I just want to make sure that we get it down pretty good. If it's not 100% clean, it'll look okay. So I'm not worried about it. It'll look more like a vintagey. I always say it's okay if it's not perfect. A little bit of red right there, but I think it's okay because it's dry. Go ahead and do on right here. I feel like try to get earth in. Earth's going to be a little bit harder because the R kind of does a whip-de-doo, so we want to make sure we do that in white and do around it in the red. Get a little bit more on this since it's a bigger area. Oh, I hit that with the white. Let's just do this with white. We'll do this whole area with white. So had a little mess up, but that's okay. We'll get her. It's probably gonna look better anyways with the R. Let's do this in white too, and let's do red on the line. Can make it our own. We say sometimes it's mistakes. We think it's mistakes, but they're happy mistakes, and they look good. Okay, peel again. Okay. bubble in there. So make sure we get that down nice and good. And go back in with the red. Just get our lines. Go ahead and do this one too. I have to be really careful on the white right up there. So we don't hit that. Okay. Go back on the white. Like I said, I'm just going to be careful. When I go back over it, I'm just smoothing out the lines so it's not gobbed up a little bit. I got red on there. I'm gonna grab another squeegee just so I don't push it around. I highly recommend a lot of squeegees, especially if you're doing multiple colors and you don't have to worry about washing them in between. And I use the minis a lot. When I'm going back over this, I'm just smoothing out the lines so my pressure changes to smooth out the lines versus putting it on the first time. And you want to make sure that you can read what you're chalking. Hope our red doesn't dry on us. All over the silkscreen area. Make sure we don't miss anything. It's another reason why I love the transfers, because you can kind of see if you miss something. All right, I think we're good. Okay, it gets harder, a little bit harder as you get down further and further, so going to use this. I do have a little bit of bubbling. Right. Make sure we got our green ready to go. So let's do our white 2. I do love this transfer. And then we're going to do our little berries, red, and our little lines here, red. And then we're going to come in with the green. Do our little squeegee was kind of dried up on there. I don't want to do that. Just threw it in the water. Oh, got red on my squeegee. Might have to fix that up a little bit. All right, I am going to switch to a big squeegee for the white on this part because it's pretty big. Definitely covered more area. Just It's easier to work with when it's bigger. We got to be careful over there though. I'll turn my squeegee. Maybe we'll make the berries on the green part. Okay, I think we got all that. Now we got some red again. Okay, and we got some red over here. Okay, almost done. Got some green. May have to fix that other side, but we'll see how it looks when we peel it. All right, guys, time to peel it off. You can't really tell. I think that looks good. So you put this in the bath of water, sticky side down, so it does not stick. Once it gets wet, the transfers are not sticky. I use a board eraser to clean my transfers. The peel and reveal is a little bit harder to get off because it kind of dries on there. But as long as you wash it with the board eraser and clean it pretty well, it might stain the teal part, but it will not stain the silk screen area, okay? So these transfers are a little bit bigger. I use aluminum pan, like you cook a turkey in. And then once it's cleaned off, then we take it out of the water and we dry sticky side up. That's another reason why we mark it with a Sharpie, so we can tell what's sticky side down. Most of the time you can tell because the design is backwards, obviously. And then once it's dry, we put it back on the transfer backing, and advertised use is 8 to 12 times. You can get a few more times out of it. I have some that last a lot longer. As long as you take care of them and you don't leave them soak in the water and you clean them really well. I always clean mine right away. I know it takes time, but I feel like it's well worth it to keep the transfers in nice shape and realize that you do take care of them, they will last longer. So if you want to, you can check out my chalk site, which is in the comments. You can follow me on Facebook. Quick search for Krista's Chalking Cruise at Chalk Like a Boss. I should come right up. When I'm done for the evening of the day, I do use my Mist Steam bottle. I spray a little bit of water in each one, and I will go ahead and screw the tops on. And this helps keep the paste in good condition and ready to use next time. They can dry out a little bit with the lids off, so this just helps. We didn't use the black, but I did have the lid off and I did spray it, or stir it. So I'll just spray a little bit of water. And once again, use distilled or filtered water. That's highly recommended. And there's our project. So this is Goodwill to Mend on a found surface, which is a piece of slate. And thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. Thank you. Bye-bye.